years.
And then for Kennedy to surpass that 1,000 point scoring mark in a type of game like this, like what did you see from her to, be able to celebrate that accomplishment and then kind of get back into it and make sure to finish out the game?
Her teammates were on it before we were. They're like coming up to me like in live play, like she needs one more bucket. And you just gotta love that because they're caring deeply about their teammate by making sure that she's gonna get the recognition that she deserves. I think for me, just, whenever I look at Ken and think about her growth, I also just think about the biggest moments that she's played in, right? She was watching clips today of all the championships she's won in preparation for this run that we're trying to make together. She just has such poise, such composure, has hit big shots freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, senior year. Obviously, she's known as a defensive stopper, and she did that today.
Coach, you answered the question earlier about breach charge and what got you guys so fired up. Talk a little bit about that mentality if you have to take a charge here and how that spreads to the team, like even defensively and also like in the paint. And it seems like you guys have it everywhere you go. So can you talk a little bit about that mentality?
Yeah, I think it really goes back to team first and playing unselfishly. And, to take a charge, you're sacrificing your body, your well-being, the physical, sensation you're going to feel when you take that hit. And you're literally sending a message to all of your teammates that I will do this for you. You got beat on that drive. I'm going to take the charge so this drive doesn't happen. I'm going to erase the play. And Bree's been a great defender, ever since we've coached her. Physicality in terms of the charge was not her first choice. And in film earlier today, I looked her in the eye and said, "You haven't taken one yet, right?" And she's like, "No." And I was like, "Today's your day." But we say a lot of things as coaches, right? And we're always trying to motivate everyone, but she took that, right? She made that decision. She looked at her teammate and said, "I'm going out there and getting it." And then she made it happen.
You guys have UMass next. You've had a game where it didn't go as you guys planned, but like you said, this is your time of year, right? You think about the way 23 ended. You guys made a run here last year, and how the NIT ended up. So, what are you guys looking forward to this go around with this matchup?
We were excited to draw them because they're competitive and they're tough and they play as a team. And so they're a real challenge. And we don't like how it ended at our place. We felt like we could have played better. We have a ton of respect for them. We had the battle with them in the championship game in year one, right? So there's mutual respect on both sides. So we're really excited about the draw, and we know that it'll be a legally physical game by both teams.
Any other questions for Coach? All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Great questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you all again for joining us. I'm joined by St. Bonaventure head coach Jim Crowley. Also got Zoe Shaw and Caitlin Frost with me. We'll go ahead and start with opening statements from Coach, then we'll open up to questions for Zoe and Caitlin, then we'll excuse them afterwards, and then take questions for Coach. So, start us
Yeah,
off.
thank you. Credit to St. Louis. I had two pretty good worries when we came in. One was that we really only had one kid who played in this tournament last year. Because Danny was injured, so it was new to everybody, and I think that I needed to do a better job of settling our emotion there. I think we finally got that going in the second half. And then St. Louis has had a lot of postseason success, and Calhoun and Kennedy have won a lot of games in the A-10 tournament and in postseason, and it showed. It just showed in the way they handled things. But I was really proud of our group. We kept fighting. We were probably one shot away. There was a possession in the third quarter where we got four really good looks, and kind of had momentum on our side, and we didn't get any of them. And I give a lot of credit to our kids. They kept fighting even after that. But I really thought, maybe it's just not our day. But those guys kept fighting. Again, we had good looks, and credit to St. Louis and how they played.
Open up to questions now.
Amanda, A10, just how did you see your team kind of, show that resiliency throughout the game today, and what do you guys think you took away from the game?
Before the game, we knew that they were going to try to speed us up a lot, and I feel like at first we did fall into that rush, but then we kind of settled down into it, and I think we did good at recovering, but it was a little too late by the time we did.
Yeah, I think we did a good job at limiting their points. Like, we aimed for 60 or less, so we did that well. And also their runs, I feel like when they had some runs, we then came back and had some. Like, I think there was one in the fourth where it was like a 6-0 run, so yeah, I'd say that.
Kind of being down by double digits heading back into the half, where you guys outscored them in the third. What did you guys start to kind of see go well in the third, and how did you guys build off of that?
I feel like we played well off of each other. Like, our defense led to our offense. We were high in lanes and we were defending well, which led us to passing the ball, sharing the ball, and just attacking them, which is how I think we got back into the game. But yeah.
Yeah, and we emphasised at halftime getting it into the posts and also looking weak side. So we made those adjustments, which we saw helped in the third quarter.
Any other questions, Zoe or Caitlin? Thank you for joining us, ladies. Appreciate you. We'll take coaches now for Coach. Questions for Coach?
Just seeing how your team really continued to fight back, especially throughout, going into the third quarter. What did you see? How did you see them kind of fight back in that way and show that resilience?
Yeah, I mentioned the third quarter, that 4-shot possession. In the second quarter, we just couldn't really string together stops. We were getting some scores. I mean, I was just looking, third quarter, we shot the ball really well. We were perfect from 3, and they still created separation there. So again, I thought at that point there was a number of times that our kids could have, it's been a tough year, long year. It could have packed it in a little bit. Apparently that's not from our shooting. They've really shown that all year with some of the scores, but just the last few weeks in particular, they've really bought into how we want to play, and more importantly, how competitive and how much we want to fight. And it was hard for them today with some of the things going wrong, but they kept doing it. So, it was really, but that's who they are, and was really proud of that.
And you talked about how emotions were high coming into the game. How did you see the team as a whole kind of settle in as the game went on and kind of get a little comfortable playing in this type of environment?
Yeah, I thought as the first quarter kind of wore on, we had a chance there. We had the 3, got fouled in the 3. We missed a couple free throws there, but then we kind of, and credit to St. Louis, we hadn't seen them really execute late offense, and they really got us with that in the first half. We cleaned it up a little bit. We only gave it 1 or 2 in the second half, including the last 3 they hit, but we hadn't really seen that. That was one of our goals, is like, hey, let's get them to late offense. And again, I think their experience really took advantage of that, and they were really disciplined to make that happen.
Definitely, and just kind of as you guys were tied early on in the first quarter, and then St. Louis was able to kind of separate themselves in the second quarter. What did you see from them, and what was the game plan going into?
Yeah, I thought. Again, I thought they took advantage of the late offense, which I should have done a better job preparing for. you know, Calhoun really got in deep, and our goal was to keep her a little higher, and she got really deep consistently, and either got finishes or got herself to the line. I thought we did a pretty good job on other folks. Two hit those 2 threes, but that, you know, she's pretty good at those. So I just thought, and then we, you know, I don't mean to simplify it, but like we missed some good looks. You know, we had some chances with some really good looks, both in the paint and from the three-point line. We didn't knock enough down.
Any other questions? All right.
All right.
Thank you so much for joining
Thank
us.
you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.